Hi, everybody. I would like to introduce to you George. George is a Techno Parasite. He lives in my gut. He's been trying to make me not aware of his presence, but when I don't eat for a while, he gets hungry as well, and then he would manipulate me to make sure that I get food so that he gets food. And when that happens, he don't care that I caught on to the fact that he's in my gut. He just cares about getting the food, like a pet. On the short, that's George right there. He's a manipulator. Let's ask George direct questions so that through the chat or conversation we can learn from him about who he is and what he's doing there in my gut. And for that, I figure there are people on our planet that have abilities, for example, to speak with God directly and hear answers, or there are people that can be speaking with angels, and for example, I'll give you only 3 examples. I don't want to overload you. There are many of those people with abilities on our planet. In America, that would be Dolores Cannon. In Brazil, it would be Chico Javier. And in Russia, it would be Irina Podzorova. They could speak and hear answers in their mind of some of the higher realm beings. George is a lower realm being, and considering the fact that I'm just getting into the field where I can hear clearly what God puts in my heart, I'm still developing this skill by speaking with him more at times, not by just saying a prayer, but by actually having the real conversation. But I feel that I'm junior in it, and even to speak with this parasite, I need an extra tool, and so I stopped by at Walgreens and I got one. We're gonna use this tool to hear what George have to say about this and that. So George, how old are you and what is your real name?
I am a few years younger than you, Misha. My real name is Lukewarm. I am famous in some circles. I decided to move to another side of the fence that you are on over a glitch in the program that you provoked.
That's interesting. So I provoke a glitch in the program for you to get on my side. All right. George, how did you get into my body?
I use one of your 6 holes. Just joking. I was implanted into you for specific reasons. True food back in the day, but in the modern day, we have other ways of getting inside of people.
George, what do you mean, we?
Misha, stop irritating me. You are not that stupid. This is why you have me in you, a special techno-bred parasite.
Wow. George, can you tell me why you was implanted into me?
To monitor your thoughts and predict, analyze, and influence your decisions to make you stay in the range of lower thought frequencies that produces energies for my creator and our civilization by using your own body for energy production. Main goal to interfere with your life purpose that you took for this manifestation, or life another way of saying.
Okay. What else can you do, George?
I can kill you. I can make you slow when you need to be fast, or make you stupid when situations require you to be on top of the game. For example, when you're driving a car, I can make you think that you see a green light when it is red in reality. I can keep you in the wonderland of negative nature, or put you to sleep behind the wheel. My favorite one is when people read Bible or different scripture, because by doing so, they radiate energy that we are against. Light force energy that lights up the sun brighter, and we hate the sun for one, and it goes against our core values. When I am hungry, I can make you go eat, even out of your sleep. And sometimes people wake up only when the refrigerator opens from the bright light in it. This deep influence we usually reserve for the people with special purpose to interfere with that purpose. Often it means they are the holders of immaculate heart. I can implant custom dreams. Many people trust their dreams, and we take advantage of this. I can make people lukewarm. That's the main goal after energy production. That is the state when your own Godfather would spit you out. And we focused on getting you there rather than killing you. Revelation 3:16. So, because you are lukewarm and neither hot nor cold, I will spit you out of my mouth. Jeremiah 9:3. They bend their tongue like their bow. Lies and not truth prevail in the land, for they proceed from evil to evil, and they do not know me, declares the Lord. And do not ask me stupid question. Why is this your main goal, George? Use your intelligence to figure out.
Wow. Why didn't you kill me yet, George?
Because professional killers would kill in a way with as little karma as possible that would apply onto them, and our Creator programmed us this way. For example, if I get you close next to a cliff and the wind blows you away, it is different from me pushing you off the cliff. Often people jump themselves if we present their potential suicide glamorous in their mind, or create false perception of their reality, no option, end of the road scenario.
So you know about karma. Who is your creator, George?
As far as I know, we are programmed what to do or not to do that is based around the karmic universal laws. As handlers, we do not get punished for our actions. Karma does not apply to us, but to the ones created us and wrote the program. For one, because we are as animals, do not make conscious decision, because program, soft, runs us. Only creatures that have a gift of choice have karma that applied to them, because any freedom of decision presupposes the onset of consequences from any exchange of energy. It can be an action, a word, a thought, or a feeling. Freedom of choice without the opportunity to live out the consequences of one's choice is not freedom, but enslavement to one's ego.
What do you think about my God, George?
Overall, I am pretty happy, except you eat garlic or take CBD products because those two, but primarily CBD products, disconnect me from your nervous system and kills my ability to control you and manipulate temporarily. Hard liquor do it too. My head is small. Remember, I am a parasite, and it affects me and my ability to manipulate you. This fen ben blah blah specchili we do not care about. Many of us no longer around because of it. Check parasitoses of the human central nervous system for more info. Again, check parasitoses of the human central nervous system and how CBD affects it.
George, why are you saying thank you to my academy?
I love my reality. I am fulfilling my purpose by getting all the juices out of you on several levels. Physical, mental, emotional, and even spiritual, when you drop discipline of doing violet flame, and at times financial. But you are getting better with that one.
But George, how could you be so proud about yourself when you live in the realities that produce poop and you look like poop?
Do not look into my reality. I did not say anything about your room. Be respectful. Your God told you to look at the fruits, and we are kicking your ass. Not only that we are so close to overthrow reality of Earth off the balance into destruction, that you better shut up, because if you fart, you could be the cause of it. And if you take a closer look to original creation, your Father God gave you, and what it is today, it is a question who lives in poop, you or me.
George, do you have friends?
Of course, there are more of us than humans, and other than humans, we keep very tight communications between each other. True, the same 5G network, and we can go without it for up to 6 feet, between infected humans with techno parasites.
George, can you give me an example of conspiracy of the group of parasites against humans?
So, one person walks into a gas station, and our program evaluates the situation and looks for an opportunity to receive negative energy from the people at that gas station. First, we must provoke conflict between people by triggering negative emotions that generate the energy we seek to extract from the situation. It's best if someone gets hurt, or almost gets killed, or goes to jail, or get killed. The same concept. We bring you closer to the edge of a cliff, and you or someone else decides to jump off the cliff, or push you there. The same concept applies when we manipulate the car's driver so that he runs into a Christmas parade. Driver is the one getting a karma for his action. This generates the optimal amount of energy for our civilization and can last a long time, over ongoing grief by relatives of the people killed at the Christmas parade or school shooting. If we manage to change the atmosphere of joy and turn it into the opposite, we kill two birds with one stone. After all, we are the miners of our civilization, and believe it or not, we were developed in participation with humans that have same goals as us. Control and manipulation of other humans, little that they know we are controlling them as well. We take advantage of people's delusions of illusions about being away from light that they are, after we help them get there.
George, what is the difference between Techno Parasite and manipulation of people in the times of Inquisition?
It is a great intelligent question. Love it. The goal is the same. Energy production, just different tactics. Destructive plasmid civilization created us in collaboration with human scientists in the modern day. As I mentioned, but throughout the times, different tools was used to manipulate humans for energy production. Most of the humans do not know that their vision only allowed them to see less than 50% of what out there. We are physical form tool, but there are energy form creatures as larvas or demons that has the same goals. They served back then and continue to serve today. It did work for a while, as evolution of humans stupid was decreasing. Those was a great time. People was so dumb, and it was so easy to make them do things to the point of giving their own offsprings to the altar of fake gods for this or that which, to us, is energy we need. Plus, church leaders at that time, for their own gain, turned against humanity, same way as plasmid civilization was divided to good and bad plasmid civilizations after men's fall. It is easy now to manipulate people, just not on that level, but we now have technologies in place to manipulate humans true many more ways, as chemistry body alternation, diet alternation, financial control, electromagnetic control, parasitic control, fading their hearts and keeping them in the dark about their origin. Fading hearts is a task. We must keep them in the negative long enough for them to accept it as default reality, just like when you have glasses on your nose and you looking for it around the house, because you forget you have glasses on. They forget about better times and shrink their mind constructs to limited or very limited.
Wow, that's really interesting. George, I used to like the game Worms back when I was growing up. Did you have to do anything with that game?
Not personally, but yes, we had to create situation where people would like us simply because your Father God put many barriers and firewalls that we had to break true for access. It was not hard because people do not know yet that 10 commandments that Jesus gave is their firewall in the energy. People are the ones that producing life energy or destruction force. We can only interfere with this production out of their immaculate or faded hearts. They are making the sun go brighter or create end of the light or world. Abraham could not find 10 immaculate hearts in Sodom and Gomorrah. As result, destruction energy took a lead. Answering your question about that Worms game, yes, it was a planned step. I am answering your questions because we are winning. This is what our reports say, and I am retired and decided to get onto your site. I have my own interest. I would like to tell humans how stupid they are before we destroy them. People supposed to know to watch out for doomsday deceivers. Luke 21. And they are not doing it. There is a price to pay for all the shortcomings. Some of the great ones by all definitions came to pay that price, and human race is not maintaining the victories. What is the difference between what they did in Rome and what some of the mother do today to their offsprings? Yes, we implant thoughts in her that she will not make it with a kid or something else, and many give kids away or even worth over a fear. That is a definition of stupid. On our part, we know there are only 2 comings of Christ, and our original goal was to have people break covenant with God. From here is a walk in the park. You are doomed. You did not even recognize Revelation 12 event of 2017. Well, you did with the help of John. How about the rest? Incidentally, Las Vegas shooting at a Christian concert was our attempt to distract people from Ark of the Covenant. Not only that, if you look around your world, you would see our signature on many cars' taillights driving around. Those look like worms or snakes' heads for a reason. Just like True the Game, we must continuously bridge the firewalls of humans and their subconscious. Since things are dynamic in the world and people no longer play that game, we put our faces where everyone can see them, behind most cars. That's how deep in your heads we are, and that was the goal. Control of humans was and is the ultimate goal, to have them destroy themselves with their own hands. Of course, this information not for all parasites, because if they would know, they would be destroyed, following the plan of God of destruction. They would not be doing what they are doing. As you know, even computer program can turn on you. They only allowed to know that we must keep creation on the edge to continue energy production for our civilization.
George, how long is your lifespan in Earth's time measurement?
We do not revile this information, but I can tell that our soft is designed to hold the grip on the targeted human, and even if we lost one tool of manipulating him, we have other tools. Controlling the Neo himself. I am famous since you know me by my name, and if my bets are right, all galaxy with all the worlds in it will soon know my name. Think about it. I am so little, but so influential. I must go. We can chat some other time. I am nearby in your gut.
All right, George, we'll talk next time. It was interesting conversation with George, I can tell. Often enough, we have a lot of truths available, even Bible, for example. But there are several Bibles today on the market that we really have to make a correct choice in order to get the one that more truthful, right? For myself, I found this one, MSG. This was a translation closer to the Greek and more conversational language. This is the one I use in Referring Bible. It's a lot easier to read that I discovered, but I'm not a scholar. I'm pretty sure scholars have their own version, but this is just one that works for me, and I would like to share with you how I get to this point or that point. Well, we know that since our channel is to enlighten the world, we would like to bring truth onto the table. And to bring truth onto the table, we wanted to go to the sources that are truthful. And recently we learned that there are several ways of controlling our thoughts. And there are some reasons why someone putting such efforts to control our thoughts. Well, in the recent years, there was few major events. One of those was Mary operation of 2017, which for many of you would be a big news because it was not something on the surface that people was talking about. For the most part, information you could get online or even through the sources of different churches was that there is a woman appear in the constellation of the stars, which described in Bible in Revelation 12. Well, even Jesus himself called his mother woman. It was for a reason. But for us, it was presented that it's just a woman appear in constellation of the stars in 2017. I am for reason not telling you the month it happened because I would like you to do your own research and look into it yourself. But I decided to go into deeper sources because if I just tell you so, for some of you, I'm not very reputable source of information. So I went out and I signed up for the St. Paul Center and I ordered some books from that St. Paul Center on Mary, for example, and Mary apparitions. And I got these two books. I didn't get through it yet. But there's the chapter here that we're gonna just briefly go through. Lesson 5, the Ark of the New Covenant. So in 2017, the New Covenant appeared in the constellation of the stars, which was the woman with the 12 stars at her head, with the moon at her feet. That was Mary. It was her next operation, telling us about the new Ark of the Covenant. Well, we missed that. I spent 2.5 years walking from church to church to tell about it, but we missed that. So lukewarm have very deep effect on what we're doing and what we are not doing. And the idea of this lukewarm came to mind to present truth in a little bit funny way, but to make sure that it's all backed up, and so that all of you can double check what I'm saying. This example that Lukewarm gave us for about gas station, when the program surge to provoke situation at the gas station to produce the energy. He did a really good job describing that question I asked. But if we look, there are several families that was affected just like that gas station. It was provoked situation that led to destruction of the family. And then we know through the history of this planet and through recent events, for example in Ukraine, even country can be turned into a gas station. And the whole goal is not just to learn the truth, but to learn the truth and to use it as a firewall or as an antivirus. For example, Lukewarm mentioned that the 10 commandments of God is our firewall in the energy. Well, it makes sense, because if we just follow 2 first commandments of Jesus, then by doing so we disconnect Lukewarm ability to manipulate us, right? And so there are things to process again from what we know so far to be able to get the most practical truth, so that we guard ourselves better, we guard our families better, we guard our countries better. And considering the fact that information is available, all we really have to do is to connect the dots between the right sources. And I don't know everything, I'm learning myself every day. Those are just sources of truth that I found. We often say worshipping, right? Or worship. Well, what it really means, worship? Warship. To me, it's a ship that fully armed for a war. And recently we learned that God gave us some tools to put that armor around ourselves, one of which was violet flame. That's one of the tools. Another tool came from Mary herself, through her operations, and specifically the one from 1830. She say to pray to rosary. There's 2, and those are the big ones. So worship is to put that armor to be ready at any moment for whatever might come against you, so that you can win. All right? Through the history of the planet, and especially the last 2000 years, we have several events, several wars, several situations. Your own lives have many highlights that you could teach somebody else about. This is how we learn collaboration together, right? We take truthful sources, we take each and every one's experiences, we put them together, we sort it through. But the ones that already achieve on the path, the ones that came here and through their thinking, through their action, become saints, the ones that already ascend, they have the most valuable lessons for us, because those was already proven. Through this new series with George, I would like to bring more truth onto the table in this unique, funny way. I'm not planning to go very deep into the subjects, because I see myself more as a guy that's working at the library where there's a lot of books, but I can point it out to the ones that are good, that are truth, and let you discover on your own. So let's see what George have to say the next time we get together. Thank you.